Our colleague Anusha Roy's honest and courageous words last night about her postpartum depression led many of you to share stories about how your depression went undiagnosed. Anusha's back tonight to look at why such a common challenge remains in the shadows.
Your stories simultaneously show solidarity and isolation. A viewer wrote how she had postpartum depression but didn't realize it until almost 20 years later, and how in the 1980s no one talked about this, not even your doctor, and family didn't understand. Another mom wrote, "I went through it too and was admitted. The journey was scary and difficult," and how talking about it will remove stigma. But for something as common as postpartum depression, why has it not been brought out into the open?
To a large extent, mental illness has been overlooked.
Dr. Patricia Westmoreland also says the most extreme but very rare cases started getting attention without any context.
Many moms were suffering silently.
And that stopped a lot of people from speaking up.
People didn't want their babies taken away. They didn't want family over-involved.
And it wasn't until the 2000s when more people started talking, including celebrities, that the conversation opened up. But getting the help in Colorado has a long way to go.
There's no official fellowship that is ABPN accredited in terms of being a reproductive psychiatrist, but hopefully one day there will be. But there are a number of training centers in the country.
My sister Robin, after she had delivered her first and only child, she became very depressed and she couldn't get out of bed and she couldn't eat. And we didn't know what to do. So we, as a family, jumped into action.
Democratic Senator Hawkes Lewis is running a bill now to integrate physical and mental health care.
Would you like to talk with this person today?
It's not a new idea in Colorado, but keeps hitting roadblocks.
Our healthcare system has been built upon segmenting care.
She's talking about separating out the physical health care from the mental health care versus bringing it all under one roof. This time around, though, the senator is saying that there are already federal dollars in the millions in Colorado, but that they are still trying to decide how to use it. So what she's really talking about is this idea that if you go to your primary care doctor, and if you're talking to your primary care doctor and they're saying, hey, maybe you need some behavioral health help as well, how do you get it so that there's a therapist in the same building, all under the same roof, versus saying, hey, you have to go to this other clinic, and then there's an appointment in 2 weeks, and then you lose a lot of people along the way. So a lot of places already doing it, but don't necessarily have the support or the funding to keep expanding that in Colorado.
I know your family's experience was kind of similar to ours. I remember when our girls were born, it felt like things had come a long way because our docs talked to my wife and I about, like, these are the kind of feelings that are going to be normal. If it lasts this long or you feel this way, you guys really need to take that seriously.
Yeah, we had that same exact conversation, and I remember the doctor turning specifically to my husband and saying, you need to watch for these top 3 things. If these are happening, then you need to call us right away. And that's what happened about a month after my son was born. And they streamlined it. They made it really easy for us to find help, which was a total game changer. And, you know, what it also brought up, and something I've been thinking a lot about, is, you know, what about partners? What about the dads and other people and family members, you know, making sure they're checking in on their mental health as well, because it's a different kind of adjustment, but a big adjustment for them as well.
Well, if nothing else, you're helping people realize this is something that we can talk about, that we can deal with.
Yes.
But you can't deal with it without talking about it.
Exactly. Bring it out in the open.
Anusha, thank you.